If
You
you
got
want to
it.
keep everyone's chats on and mutes off and all that. Hey, everybody, welcome. My name is David Rutz, and we are now live on YouTube. So, welcome to tonight's presentation. As the founder of DAC, it's really my pleasure to share with all of you, what we're all about. Who is DAC? What is it that we do? How could you potentially benefit? If you're looking for an opportunity to pick up some extra money outside of what you're currently doing, or maybe even a career change. I think what you're going to find here this evening as a business funding broker with DAC can be pretty exciting. You know, um, Whoever invited you, they're already a broker with us, and they've seen how we're able to help business clients throughout North America. And they've seen we've helped tens of thousands of business owners get funding. And we've got thousands of brokers already nationwide, but we need more business focused brokers right there in your town. Your banks can't fund 90% of the businesses who need funding because banks require collateral. Much like you can't get a house mortgage without attaching it to a house in case you don't pay, they can take the house back, right? You can't get a business loan without owning the building you're in or having real estate collateral to put up. Well, 9 out of 10 business owners don't have that. That's where we come in. I was that business owner who had a business that was growing, and I needed to fund that growth. And when you've identified growth opportunities and you're growing and you want to fund that growth and then can't get money from a bank, you're kind of handcuffed. You either stop the growth or you have to sell the company, or you bring on partners and give up the company, which is pretty much selling the company. Those are the only options when you're really growing. When you're not growing, it's not a problem. You can fund your own growth. You got to then worry about staying in business, right? Well, for the growing companies out there, which many of them are growing, instead of them having handcuffs, instead of them not being able to grow, instead of them having to say no to growth, we want to get them the working capital when the bank can't. So we come alongside and we help the banks, frankly. In your town, you've got bank managers who will give business loans if that business has collateral, but if they don't, they can't help them. So we build relationships with those banks. And we need someone to build relationships with the banks in your town. Your bank managers are looking for that. The business owners are looking for that. We have no competition because there's not business funding brokers all over North America, as you're going to see here as I go through these slides. We don't have a lot of competition except lack of knowledge. When the business owner doesn't know, they don't proceed. When they do know, they can proceed. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I got a brand new laptop, and it may be giving me a hard time with sharing. This is the first. Allow Zoom to share. Give me a second, team, because this is the first time I've tried to share a screen with my brand new laptop. Last week, I hit the screen with this microphone. It cracked the glass. So Zoom may not be able to record the contents of the screen until it is quit. You can choose quit Zoom now or do it on your own later. I will do it later. Okay, let's see if we can share the screen now. Hopefully we can. Share screen. There we go. Thank the Lord. We are allowed to do this. So, do you guys see my screen up there, McGuire?
We do now, and it's full screen. You got it.
All right, beautiful. Thank you. Well, we've already told you all about the opportunity we have here. And because businesses need funding, banks say no, our funding platform can help. And you can earn fast commissions and build a scalable agency if you want to. Professionals are joining DAC in every state because there's no license required, yet we do provide a certification that you must go through. It's about 3 hours of training and you take some quizzes. You must get certified with us. There's zero cost to you for that. You can get paid daily commissions. Some people can get started today and literally earn a check on Friday or Monday of next week. You can build a scalable team if you want, an agency, if you will, and it's remote, mobile friendly business. You and a growing agency can have a pretty significant income. I'm going to go through our funding in a minute, how that works, but I'm just giving you the highlights. Let's say you help a business get $80,000, you might earn 3,200 bucks. If you did want to build an agency and you referred someone else, guess what? You'd earn a few $100 when they help someone become a client. What if you had 10 brokers or 50 or 100 or nationwide? Now, what does a broker actually do? Simply refer business owners. They inform business owners that we can get them growth capital. We help when a bank can't. We educate them a little bit on the costs, the requirements. If they like what they hear and they've got a good use of funds, they fill out an application at your website that we give you for free. Then our experts take over. Your client gets funded. As an example, I helped a client a couple of weeks ago fill out an application. They had an offer for $190,000 within 3 hours. Is that something? Now, when that it was a restaurant and they were doing over $100,000 a month, and you're going to see what the requirements are. And I want you to know we're not looking to straddle people with debt. If someone's in a desperate situation, sometimes we're just going to make their matters worse if we get them money because their business isn't strong. But if their business is strong and we can give them leverage to grow, that's the right fit. See, we want to help businesses grow and profit more, not straddle with debt. So we run what we call fuel plays. If someone wants to grow locations or inventory discounts, or they're going to add equipment. I was talking to someone who owns a chocolate store, might be watching. We're talking about adding soft serve ice cream to his place. What would that cost? And what would that do for revenue? Maybe you've got a store, you want to remodel that store, or you need to hire more crews because spring's coming and you want to say yes to all that work, but you need more people and more equipment. Maybe you want to add a patio onto your restaurant to have more seating and more outdoor seating, create that vibe, and it's going to cost you $100,000, but you'll do 500,000 more in sales next year. We'll give you that $100,000 so that you can do that. Or you want to say yes to a job that presently you have to say no to. These are all fuel plays or expansion plays for perfect fit. Now, sometimes we call that a green light, go. Sometimes you're going to have a green light even when it's not a fuel play, it's a rescue play. So maybe they've got a good business, but they're going to be evicted because they had some issues, some legal issues or something. And so they didn't have the money to pay rent. But if they could get their rent caught up, their business is strong. Or maybe they've got some equipment that broke down, or maybe they've got a payroll issue because of some lien that came through, or a client didn't pay them. And because they didn't get paid, they couldn't pay their employees, but they got to pay their employees. Maybe they're running low on inventory. Same thing. They're waiting to get paid from, we got a lot of home health care companies the government pays, and their government's slow paying sometimes. Or, you've got someone dealing with insurance companies. They do all this insurance work on a house, and then the insurance companies take 3 months or 3 weeks to pay the builder, and the builder's got to pay their staff, right? So there's all kinds of needs when you got a good business who just gets in a pinch, but we like to focus on the green light, grow your business, but some of the pinches are green lights as well. Now, if someone's going to take the money and they're desperate and they're not going to fix their business, all they're doing is exchanging today's pain with a bigger pain. We don't want to give them money, right? We want to counsel them on what they can do to think about growth and solve their issues, either cut costs or grow money, grow sales. What's going on in your business? We want to be a battery. I'm holding this battery. We want to be a battery for their business, not a drain on it, right? So why business funding? Well, I already said it at the beginning, and most of you would have left or stayed, but because millions of business owners out there can't get it. It's the most underserved market in North America. 30 million small businesses in America. 27 million are not bank eligible. They can't get approved at the bank. 27 million. And guess what? Statistics, it's hard to succeed in business. Most fail. And if you ask why they fail, you can be the solution to keep them from failing. Because 82% of the businesses that close say they close for lack of access to capital. The Small Business Administration puts this statistic out, not me. As the SBA does. And isn't that what the banks are for, though? And the SBA. Yet you still need collateral to get approved. See, banks are great for the 10%, and we love them. I sent the client to the bank. They're getting them $3 million on a $3 million property. That's awesome. Or $2.5 million on a $3 million property. We couldn't get them that much money. We don't use the collateral. We base it on their sales. Well, that bank can take care of that client. That's a good situation, but that's not 90% of them. So many are rejected. I've already said it, collateral 5 different times now, because most people are not aware. And even if they have collateral, then you need profitable business. That client that I referred, they've been 2 weeks they've been working on it. They still don't know if they're going to get approved. right? 700 FICO score, business plan approved by the bank, long complex application, 1 to 3 months waiting on a decision, right? I talked to that client today. He's like, man, I haven't heard anything since last week. That's not uncommon. Give it a couple weeks, right? That's normal on a business loan. They're doing everything they can. They got a lot of hoops they got to go through. Well, how do we solve that? Real simple. You got the alternative capital industry where we help seed business growth, and they don't need collateral. They don't need 2 years in business, just at least 15,000 a month in sales. Okay, 550 FICO score is okay. They can use the funds any way they want. It's a simple online 5-minute application. They can get funds in 1 business day. I was talking to Jim today. He was talking about one of his brokers. They got $9,000 today. They were approved for 40, took 9. They got approved yesterday, took the money today. It's already in their account, $9,000. Now they could have got more. They could have got 40. They only took 9. It's all they needed to grow. Plus there's 9 million businesses who qualify with what you see. And there's another 20 million who we have instant funding for that are smaller. Okay. So I'm hitting buttons here and don't mean to be because I don't see my mouse. I'm turning things off on Zoom. Alternative capital industry. It's $300 billion industry. 2024 was up 11%. It's expected to grow to almost $100 billion. The SBA came out today. Their auditor of the SBA said, we can't verify your books are clean. The SBA. We can't verify that your books that you're putting out there are accurate. So we cannot give a recommendation letter because we don't trust the data. And so the SBA has got to go back and do all that stuff. Now, what is that going to do to qualification times for the SBA? This just came out today. So what's going to happen with those SBA loans that are in the midst of the process now when there's all kinds of cleanup required? It's already a slow process. It's going to get worse. Well, what does that mean for alternative capital? It just means our industry is more needed than ever. Our first goal is just get 1% of the $3 billion funded. We're not even close. But we got the fastest growing broker team, and there's no reason why we can't get there eventually. Here's the problem with alternative capital. There's not one lender best for everybody. There's over 100 providers. About 20 of them are really good, and the rest aren't. It's just like if you were to go buy a used, the banks are like the brand new car dealership, right? If you got great credit and you got a great job, you got great collateral, you can get that Mercedes, right? But if you don't, you got to go get the used car. Well, there's some real good used car lots, and there's some other ones that are shady, right? Now, this isn't like a used car. This is business funding, $1 billion industry. We've got public companies who've lent out hundreds of billions of dollars that we're partnered with. So this isn't like a Johnny on the corner giving a payday loan. These are $1 billion companies giving out advances, right? But there's still a bunch of, people out there you don't want to be doing business with, as is the case in any industry. The good news is we know who to use and who not to use. We've been doing this 10 years. But even of the 20 best ones out there, there's not one that's best for everybody. Why? It depends on your industry, your time in business, how many restaurants they've already done this month, how many nail salons they did last month, etc. So how do we solve this? Well, we don't tell the client to apply at one place. First of all, of our top 20 lenders, maybe 1 or 2 you'd know of as a business owner. Most of them are private funds that don't advertise anyone. They partner with people like us. I'd ask you this. Have you ever heard of Rocket Mortgage? Yes. Have you ever heard of UWM? UWM is the world's largest wholesale mortgage, but you don't know who they are unless you live in Michigan because their signs are all over here recruiting employees, and they're right up the street from Rocket Mortgage. The two biggest, one's the biggest retail, one's the biggest wholesale, are within 20 miles of each other. They're both Michigan State grads who started their companies, but you've never heard of UWM because most of you haven't, because they use but most mortgage brokers you get a mortgage from are using UWM. Same with us. We represent the top wholesalers, if you will. They don't market directly to the consumer, but we've got relationships with them. So when someone fills out the application, at our website, we've got a funding platform called Bank Breezy. There are banks, and then there's Bank Breezy. They fill out the app, and we go out in that 5-minute app. We take their application. We go find the best offer. If you see there on that screen, it's got a bunch of green businesses and some red businesses. The red were the banks that declined them, and the greens were the banks that approved them. And over at the 1 o'clock hour there, that looks like the best offer. least it's the biggest approval. They don't always want the most money. Like that client today got approved for 40, only took 9. Right? So we show them the best offer. So one-stop best offer. What kind of offers do they get? Well, I always go, what are the rates? First of all, we don't talk rates. 10 years ago, we said, we're not going to talk rates. We're going to talk dollars, what it actually costs, because rates can be confusing. I'll give you an example. If you go get a bank loan today and you pay 12% for 5 years, what did it cost you? If you got 100 grand, well, 12% is 12,000, right? But it's 12% compounding and you're making payments and there's amortization. You know what 12% over 5 years costs? 138,000. You really paid 1.38 times what you got. So we'll give you the 100 grand. You're going to pay us back $38,000. Is it worth taking the 100 grand? Depends on what you're doing with the 100,000, right? So that's 12%. 10 years ago when we started this company, so we're not presenting rates. We're going to present cost of capital because these business owners want to make decisions now. This is all done over the phone. So think about this from a conceptual. If you said to me, hey, David, can you loan me $5? And I said, okay, I'll give you $5, but here's the deal. I want $7 back on Friday. You know it's costing you $2. Do you care what the rate is? It's $2. Then you may say, forget you. I'm not giving you $7 on Friday. Or you may say, I'm really hungry. I don't mind this lunch costing me $7 because I don't have $5 and I want to eat. So give me the $5. I'll buy some tacos. I'll give you $7 back Friday. Thank you. The cost of capital is $2. Our business owners love it. We have funded tens of thousands of businesses this way. We never talk rates. And now, fortunately, we've been doing it this way all along, and others were hiding the cost through a rate. And the government in certain states now require you not to talk rates, instead talk cost of capital. I'm like, thank you. We've been doing this since 2015 and we love it. And our business owners love it. And we're not disguising anything. Is it expensive? Depends. Was that lunch worth $2? Now, if you're just taking the $5 because you wanted to have it in your wallet to look good to someone, you shouldn't take the $5 because it's going to cost you $7, right? Spending a lot of time on this because I'm educating our future brokers here that not everybody should take the money, but we disclose the cost right up front. And if they have a good use of funds, if they've got something to grow, man, that cost of capital is nothing. Because if you get them 50 grand, they're going to turn it into 400. They don't care if they got to pay back 70, right? Okay. We've got the offers they're going to get is generally, we've got 2 types of products. First one's core rate. They're generally going to get 1 to 2 times their monthly revenue. I mentioned that restaurant, I got 190, they're doing 100,000 a month. They got an offer for 190,000. So approval is usually 1 to 2 times their monthly revenue. It's a rule of thumb. All right. It's not always guaranteed. What are the rates? I already went through this. We use cost of funding 1.15 to 1.25 on our core rate. That means you're going to pay on 100,000, you're going to pay back 115 to 125,000. Not that bad at all. Remember I said that bank 100,000 is 138. Oh, you get 5 years. With us, you may only get a year, 14 months on this core rate, maybe 16 months, right? So you're paying back less, but you got to pay back faster. So it seems to like cost more with us, right? But you can see the cost there. So it's pretty reasonable. Requirements for the core rate, a little harder, 2 years, 15K, 680 FICO, right? We always try to get people approved for the core rate because it's the highest offers at the lowest cost. But unfortunately, we had to add other products because a lot of people don't qualify for core rate. So we have something called flex rate. What happens is we then find the best offer from all the different providers, and their approvals usually only half to 1 times the monthly revenue. So that 100,000 a month may only get 50 to 100,000 offer, right? What would cause that? Lower FICO, lower time in business. Maybe they bounce some checks. Maybe their average daily balance isn't that strong. So they look at the checking account statements to determine. So they're going to get a lower offer. The cost of the capital is a lot more. It could be 1.26 all the way up to 1.5. Now, I haven't seen any in the 1.5s in a long time, but it's not uncommon to see a 1.4 where you get 100 grand, got to pay back 140. And you may say, that's $40,000. That's a lot of money. Remember, the bank was 138. You just had 5 years, but you still paid 38 grand. And you had to put up collateral until you pay it off. Your collateral's on the line, including your house or whatever you have. So this is expensive. There's no question, unless you have a growth opportunity. Unless you have a reason to put 100 grand into something because it's going to turn into 500,000. Do you mind paying back 150? I had a client, a Mexican restaurant. This was in my first year in 2015. And I had a restaurant, they got approved for 100,000, but they had to pay back the highest rate, 1.5, 150. I had never done one that high. In fact, I had never done one over 1.4. I told her she was declined because she got declined from all of her other providers. And she was really disappointed. She says, "Oh, I thought, you guys could help when the bank couldn't." And I said, "I know, but you've got some issues here. That's why they got declined you." I did have one who approved you, but it's crazy. I wouldn't take it. The cost is crazy. It's 50,000 bucks for 100. She said, "I'll take it." I said, I don't think you should. And she goes, "I'm building the patio. I got a line out my door. I have more. I can put three times the seating outside, and I can put string lights up and tables and create a vibe. And I know my sales will go way up." She paid it off early. And I learned, and she's never had to take money again. She did almost 600,000 in extra sales that year. She didn't mind paying 50 grand. Her future sales paid it off, right? So I, at that point, said, okay, I won't judge whether the cost is high. I'll look at the benefit and see if the cost is low. If the cost is low compared to the benefit, let's go. That's a green light. If the cost is high compared to the benefit, that's a yellow light. Think about it. Or a red light, not a chance. See how we do this? Pretty simple. You don't have to be a finance major. I haven't looked at an amortization schedule since college, and we have funded tens of thousands of businesses, and there's no amortization schedule. I have a hard time even saying it. You might as well. It's a little easier to get approved. 6 months in business, 550 FICO. So if the benefits outweigh the cost, proceed. So here we go. We don't determine the cost of the funds, but we do present the best offer, right? If we don't give them the best offer, we'll give them 500 bucks. That comes from our Bank Breezy funding team. DAC, we got a 4.6 on the Trustpilot, 10 years strong, experienced leader, founder, 30 years. Man, that guy's impressive. Needs to shave today, but 30 years of proven success with corporate team, over 100 years. We got a funding team that talks to your clients. They're not paid on commission, number one, and they've all funded thousands of clients. So you've got the right team talking to your business owners. And our goal is to have 100,000 certified brokers. Right now, we've got about 7,000 brokers nationwide. We want to get it to 100,000 brokers. And by the way, we've had 70,000 join over the last 10 years. 7,000 are what we consider active, and about 2,500 are really the active ones. So you can see we've got a big impact goal and a lot of room. We give you your websites. We give you videos to watch. This is what your client sees. You can, I got to find my mouse because I'm hitting buttons. I might be turning off streams and letting people in or blocking people. I got to put my mouse down below. So you can, this is what the website looks like, social posts, everything you need to grow your business, we give you right there. So business success, though, starts with you. The average gym, the average health club out there collects monthly subscriptions, and less than 10% of them use it. The gym, though, Planet Fitness puts all that pretty equipment in, and most of it's vacant, usually most of the time, because less than 10% use the membership. And it's only 29 bucks or 19 bucks. So what's the big deal? But they need those thousands of people paying the 19 to pay that for that place. So the ones who use it take the most advantage of it. I will just tell you this. We have fixed costs, almost $1 million a year, to provide this complimentary business to you. You may make zero. We're gonna provide the businesses if you're gonna make $1 million. You may make 10 bucks. We're gonna provide the businesses if you want to make $1 million, right? We can't make you do it. It starts with you. You get paid with bonuses to help people. We've got other services, merchant processing. We even got instant gig funding, but our primary product is our business funding up to 2 million, our core rate, and our flex rate. All right. Let me go through the compensation pretty quick. This is a special night. This is our first Tuesday of the month. We do this live presentation each month, and then we go into some monthly updates and announcements. But I love talking about the comp plan. I want you to know something. I put this out in our email to all the brokers today. I do not draw a salary from this company. I'm the president of the company. I have a family. I have a house. I have a boat. I have bills. I have kids in college, all the same things that other people have, right? And I don't draw a salary. I live in the pay plan, the same pay plan that I'm asking you to live in. Now, the good news is you don't have to work on the corporate side. You don't have to do anything but help clients. I know there's a lot to that, and I value that, and I understand what that takes because that's how I live. So what I'm teaching, I'm doing. What I'm teaching, I'm living. I'm not living on you. I'm not living from your auto ship purchase. I'm not living from your personal products that you're buying. Nothing wrong with all those companies, but this company doesn't benefit from your involvement unless you make a check. We make a dime when you make a dollar. If you don't make a dollar, we don't make a dime. We spend dimes to support you, right? So we put our money where our mouth is, and every funding can be fast income, but no funding equals no income for you and for us. Loss of money for us because we'll support you whether you do something. It's like we're giving you a free health club, and we only benefit when you lose weight. And we can't even make you come to the gym, and you're not having to pay for it. But boy, oh boy, does our model work. Because there's a lot of inspired people out there who want to help their community and won't join a business where you got to pay a fee every month. Some will. That's okay. We could charge it, but we're not. So if you want to help people get clients, if you want to help a client get funding, you're going to make 40 to 80% of our bonus revenue on it. What does that mean? You help someone get an $100,000 funding. Maybe the bonus revenue is $8,000. You'd make 40% of that. If you're certified, you only make 10 until you are. So got to get certified. You can make all the way up to 80. How? By getting more clients. I happen to be at the 80% level. I didn't give myself that position. I did it by getting clients. And those clients all had benefits. And over time, I got to the 80% level, just like you can. Maybe it only produced 4,000 bonus revenue though. Maybe it's a core rate product where we make a lot less. They're charging less, we make less, but you'd still make 40 to 80%. Or maybe it's a larger bonus revenue product. Some of our renewals or some of our larger fundings, they pay us bonuses and things. We don't push these products, but if it's the best offer for the client, we don't push away the commission. You can make more. So here's what your ladder looks like. Everyone starts as a referral partner. They only make 10% until you become certified. Then you make 40%, as you see there on the bottom. Once you have 2 clients with a certain amount of revenue, you get to 50, then 60, and then 70. And when you got 20 clients with a certain so many millions in funding, you're at the 80% national marketing organization. Now, here's a cool thing. We need more brokers, right? I'm recruiting brokers right here in my own town. They're not my competition. They're my agency. How many Century 21 agents do you need in your town? And Keller Williams agents and EXP agents, as many as possible, right? You want to monopolize the marketplace. So do we, right? So we're looking for more brokers right here in our town. In real estate, you got 4.7 million homes sold last year. There's 3 million licensed agents. That's only about 1.58 homes for every licensed agent is available to be bought and sold. So still a great opportunity though, because 90% don't get after it. So if you're one of the 1 out of 10 who gets after it, you'll do very well in real estate. Huge opportunity. But if you're not, it's going to be pretty hard to find someone who wants to buy or sell a home when there's 3 million agents and only 4.74 million homes. You better be one of the best. Business funding though, what's the difference? Well, now you got 9 million businesses who are eligible for funding. 6 out of 10 are breaking even or losing money. It's said that 4 out of 10 need money today for an opportunity, and they can't get to the bank. There's not even 100,000 certified brokers throughout the country. We can help them, right? So 90 businesses per broker, unbelievable, crazy good opportunity. Plus there's 20 million other micro fundings out there that we can help as well. So as you're going out there to help support your local market, you getting clients is the best way. Supporting clients, Chamber of Commerce meetings, things like that. Last week I had 5 referrals just from local people who know me just in my local town. But the buddy system is where you and 1 or you and 2 and you and 3. That's how I started the company. It was me and a buddy and me and then 2 and then me and then 3. And then we got clients. And before I got my first client, we had gotten 15 clients between my buddies and I. I built an agency, right? And you can do the same thing. Together, you help more businesses. You earn override on their clients and you earn on yours. So you're not limited to just one city either. You want to lead your local market, but when you can effectively support one market, why not duplicate that elsewhere and start referring others who want to? You never have to, but you can. And we give all the training on how to do this. All right. And here's what happens. you earn overrides. See how it says there enroller 4%? That person that talked to got $9,000 today. Their broker who referred them will make 4% on their bonus revenue. The broker that got the client will make 40% of the bonus revenue, but the enroller of that broker will make 4%. Say what? Yeah. So let's say you introduce a broker, help someone get 100,000. There's 8,000 bonus revenue. That broker is going to make starting $3,200. They're excited. The person who got the 100 grand, most excited. Okay. Enroller is going to make 4% of what? Of the bonus revenue, the 8,000 bonus revenue. So they're going to make $320. It's not even their client, but they did refer that broker. So if this is you, you made 320. But then we have something called override spread. Override spread is the difference between where you are on the ladder from your personal production, climbed you up that ladder, and where they are, you get the difference. So we're paying 60% out to you and your team. 40 goes to the broker, 20 goes to you. So 20% times what? Times the 8,000 bonus revenue. That's another 1,600. So you would make $1,920 on their client while they're making 3,200, and the client got 100,000 and is super excited. And we delivered the best offer available. It's almost like if you had Travelocity and you showed the best flights, and then you were in commission after they took the best flight price. So they got hotels.com and they went to the best hotel they could at the best price, and you got a commission for sending them there. We don't go, oh, let's send them to that one because they pay us more, or let's send them to that one because no, we send them to the best offer, and then the banks pay us and we pay you a percentage. And this is our average bonus revenue is 8% on the 100,000. It's 4% on a core rate plan. Okay, so you can see that as you go up the ladder, you earn more on your own clients and you earn more on your agency's clients. All right, I hope you've been able to understand this here. We've got other income as well. In addition to the override spreads, we have a 5-level agency because eventually people will reach the same level as you. We also have 80% leadership overrides. We call it NMO makers. If you're at the 80% and you introduce Lisa and she climbs to the 80%, well, she just cut out your override spread, right? You'd still make the 5-level payout on the left on her team, but now you also get a 2% on her entire agency. You get 2% of all their bonus revenue. There could be 100 fundings a week in there. You're making 2% of all of their bonus revenue. Income summary, you get personal commissions anywhere from 40 to 80%. You get the override spread, you get the leadership overrides, and the 5 levels of agency are all available to you. You got to qualify for some of this, but the bottom line is you get personal customers, you climb our agency ladder. So we also give you all the training you need, the certification, step by step. You got to get certified. It takes 3 hours. But you can also get a back office, which you do, it's free. You get a back office that shows you all of your clients, all of your agents, brokers, deals as they come in, status updates, get certified. You have promo tools ready to go, a back office. You've got social posts, brochures, all that. We have a funding special every month. In fact, we're about to launch a funding special tonight. We give you this funding platform, Bank Breezy. This used to be it is proprietary. We used to allow it and lease it out to other funding companies. We pulled that back. It's now just DAC. And we told those companies, if you want to market using the Bank Breezy platform, you got to become brokers of DAC. And we had almost 6,000 brokers join because of that. They wanted the platform. They used it. They're already in the funding space. That's how good the platform is. It's complimentary for all of you. We give you support. Facebook group. We have live daily coaching on our daily huddle, 11:30 a.m. every day Eastern time. We have a 10-minute huddle followed by some testimonials. And we got real people in our support department, plus an AI support engine 24/7. We have back to what I said before, the leaders win only when you win, and you're not flying blind here. Again, we don't make a dime till you make a dollar. This is complimentary. There's no fees. There's no risk. There's no fine print. Fast commissions possible. You just got to help a client out. Nationwide, anywhere is your territory. You can get a client anywhere, but you'll have more success locally. Small business solution, proven platform, expert support team, real solution, real need, and you can make a real impact. You want to make a difference? Create your own money machine. I look at this like an investment portfolio. This isn't a 401k. This is a 401k a year. That's what it is. Said to my wife the other day, "Hey, do you see Trump launched a new plan where you don't have to be an employee and he'll match. They're trying to make it where if you put in 2 grand, they'll match up to 1,000 because less than half the country has stock, and he wants to give them all an opportunity to have stock, and it's a brilliant plan." I said, "Well, you kind of know what a 401k is, right?" And she goes, "Yeah, it's a really long run." She was kidding. She's a comic, but I thought that was funny. I hadn't heard that one yet. But this isn't like a 401k where you have to save for 40 years. Nothing wrong with that. I've got one and IRAs and all that as well. But my best investment into my future is this company. And I'm not talking about as an owner. I'm talking about as an agency owner. The overrides I get on a weekly basis, I can't match in the stock market. The overrides and the personal commissions too. Now, it took me time to build that team. But if I told you we had 15 clients in our first 2 months from me and a few people, and you got overrides on all of them, you can get paid pretty well, right? And now you got to get after it. There's a lot of people who don't go to the gym and they can't blame Planet Fitness, right? There's a lot of people in Planet Fitness in great shape. I'm not one of them. I pay the membership. I don't use the membership, not like they do. I use the DAC membership like most people won't, right? We all have access. If you want to change your financial tree, if you want to put yourself in a position where you can get paid fast, get paid monthly, get paid on teams, and where you'll never be alone, you can build that agency, then this is your home. We're not for everybody, but if something feels right, man, you need to go with it. There's no barriers, no excuses here. Part-time is available. I'm part-time in the field. I'm full-time corporate. I'm part-time in the field. I've done all my commission making in the pay plan part-time. And I've made in the last 10 years, I don't know, maybe $4 million. So, and it's going up. So that's not huge, but part-time. My stock 401k didn't become that. This business did though. And I'm not talking about the ownership. Get that right. The pay plan is where you can make your money. Part-time, anytime, no license except free. Maybe that number is a little elevated, so I don't want to exaggerate. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's millions. Okay. No license except free DAC certification, zero to launch, zero risk, work anywhere, launch in 1 day. So I think I've made it clear it works. The only question is it for you and is it worth you to make a move? Is it for you? No? You want to learn more? Okay. Are you ready to roll? So back to the funding, red light, green light, yellow light. It's really simple. If something feels right, it's green light, go. It costs you nothing. Get in, start talking to some business owners, learn about it, get certified. Even if you just refer a couple clients a year, you're impacting their business because they don't know about us without you. If you're going, I don't know, well, that's a yellow light. Research more. And you know what I'd say to that? Join. It's free. Kick the tires by getting in the car and driving it. Lexus, when I was 23, came out with a brand new program and said, test drive your car. All my buddies, we were all 23, test driving Lexus. Half of us couldn't afford, well, actually 90% of us couldn't afford one, but they let us drive it for a weekend, right? They got smart to it and stopped doing that. People were just using it on the weekends. But test drive this, sign up, get certified, go through the training. We've got brokers who said they're going to do it who don't get certified. So do the opposite. Say, I'm not sure, but get certified. And I think what you're going to find is you see this, you're going to, there's a need for this. Not every business, but most businesses don't have access to funding. And if they've got a growth opportunity, I can be a solution for them. Yeah, maybe I should have this in my hip pocket, even if I am still full-time at General Motors. Or you're saying, nah, this isn't for me. You probably left already. Then it's not for you. No problem. Who do you know that it might be perfect for? Who could use the money or is a connector in town? It could help business owners. Because if 6 out of 10 are breaking even or losing money, and 8 out of 10 say they fail for lack of access to working capital, why not be a bridge? It's like you have a life jacket. Again, I thank you for watching. Just let the person know who referred you, whether you're green light, yellow light, or red light. Yellow light, run it. Get started, right? And roll with us. And I've never said that before. I kind of like that. I might say that again. Hey, we love the company. I started this right here in this home office, and our funding office is now in Greenville, and we've got another office up in New Jersey. And I work out of my home here, and I've got a shared office space in Highland, Michigan that I use once in a while, but I got a full office here in my home. And we just love helping people. We have a passion to help people win. and we have a passion to help the business owners. So roll with us. We'd love to have you on the team. We have 4 steps of starting. I'm going to show you. I'll take 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes to go through these 4 steps of starting as long as I can find my mouse. My goodness. Number 1, get started. It's 100% on us. The person who referred you will give you their link. They have an enroller code. You need it to proceed. Once you have that enroller code, you join your link to them, and then you'll have an enroller code to give to your clients and others. Get certified. You'll get an invitation from a DAC training and DAC support. Click on it, set up your training portal. There's your back office, and then there's the training portal. They're separate. So you need to set that up and then get yourself certified. It'll take you about 3 hours of video, and I think there's 8 quizzes. All of them are pretty easy if you don't get one right. I mean, they're not easy, but they're simple. And if you don't get an answer right, it'll tell you what you got wrong. It's multiple choice, and you can take it again. Okay. You can take it up to 3 times. And if you don't pass it in those 3 times, then you got to watch the video again. That's all right. We don't kick you out. We just want to make sure you understand the information. Number 3, get yourself going then. Share the platform with others. It's education. All you're doing is informing. You're not selling, you're informing. And when it's the right fit, it's the right fit. When it's not, it is not. And then get yourself positioned. Climb that ladder to earn more money. That's for the people who want to make success of this, of course, right? So then choose your plan. You want to be a solo broker, an enroller, or an agency builder? Which plan fits for you? Think about it. I look at the far right and I say, hey, that's like owning a high rise. When you have an agency nationwide, whether it's 20 people or 30, if you were just making $400 of funding and you had 20 fundings coming in a week in your group, that's $8,000 a month. I'm sorry, $8,000 a week. So if you just did that, or $8,000 a month, or $8,000 a year, 20 fundings a year, the numbers don't lie. Whether you have the performance or not, I can't guarantee anything. But I look at the far left. I go, okay, I have independence and I can make some money if I do something. The middle, I'm still independence and I earn a little bit on the people I refer. But as they start referring others, who refer others, who refer others, before long, I've got a nationwide agency and I'm earning on every funding that happens. It's pretty simple. So with that, guys, I'm going to stop sharing. And oh my goodness, can anyone else see my stop share? Okay, there I was able to get it. Beautiful. Sorry about that. And, whoever referred you, I see a lot of chats in the chat bar. Thank you. Whoever referred you out tonight, would love to have you on the team, but we know we're not for everybody, right? So it's okay if it's not for you. But I encourage you, and we're scaling upward. We have more and more people on our funding team helping clients. We have more and more clients every day. We have better and better funding offers every day, better and better funding specials. And we're about to launch another March funding special here in a minute for a certain type of industry. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing on the live stream. Hey, if you're watching this and recording, get with whoever.